conversations with Oscar Wilde's last play, The Importance of Being Earnest. Now, for our first member of the cast, we're going to have Jack or was it Ernest? Ernest Moncrief, as he's known today. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Jack. Hello, everybody. Hello. So, Jack, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I always knew that I was earnest. You know, I always said it. But it came as a horrible thing to me to find out that I'd actually been telling the truth the whole time long. I mean, you don't understand how horrible it is for a man to suddenly find out that he's been telling the truth all of his life.
That must have been horrible. So, in your opinion, tell me how you think a man should get a woman.
Well, I believe that the truth isn't the sort of thing you tell a nice, sweet girl. You must tell her what she wants to hear. Be that the truth or a lie. It is all for her own good.
That's true. So, tell me how you view society as a whole today.
Well, I feel like there are so few fools left in this world. There's too many people being educated nowadays that we have no one to fool anymore. It's unfortunate.
This is true. Well, speaking of fools, we have a surprise for you. We have a guest. Why don't you bring him out? Algernon.
Algie, what are you doing here?
Calm down, chap. I'm here for an interview.
No! No pretzels, Algie. This is not time to eat on TV. You mustn't eat pretzels while you're on TV. I am leaving.
Well, good day, Jack.
Well, Algernon, sit down, sit down.
Okay, you can call me Algie.
Well, Algie, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a rather flighty man. I find everything to be rather fleeting. I'm also a victim to being two people artificially named Bunbury. As for music, I don't play accurately. Anyone can play accurately, but I play with wonderful expression. And I love my dear Cicely.
Oh, so speaking of Cicely, tell me how you got her.
The only way to behave to a woman is to make love to her if she is pretty, and to someone else if she is plain. Women are interesting. All women become their mothers. That is their tragedy.
Yes. Well, how do you view society today?
The amount of women who flirt with their husbands is ridiculous. I also find it absurd to have a hard and fast rule about what one should read and what one shouldn't read. Half of modern culture depends on it. I find society today to be repulsive.
Oh, well, we do have a surprise for you as well. Why don't you bring her on stage? Algie!
Cicely, my love! Well, I'll leave you to your interview. I'm rather hungry and I need a pretzel break.
All right, Well, Cicely, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 18 years old, and I'm Uncle Jack's ward, and he's my guardian. I also love to write in my diary. I never travel without it. It's always great to read sensational things on the train.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Well, talking about sensational things, tell us how Algie got you.
Oh, well, I would never be able to be with a sensible man. I wouldn't have anything to talk about. That's why Algie's absolutely perfect for me. He's perfectly senseless.
That's true. So, do you see any problems with today's society?
Well, I think when there's something unpleasant to talk about, people should be quite candid. For instance, your hair looks absolutely horrid today. When you're interviewing people esteemed such as myself, you should do something nicer to it. But I love the outfits.
Oh, well, thank you.
Cicely!
Wedding!
Oh! What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm just getting interviewed.
Well, you're taking up my time, so please move along.
Hello, and who are you?
Well, I'm Gwendolyn, the girl who's to be married to Ernest. You know, he is so kind, just because of his name. And I've always brought my diary with me whenever I'm traveling so that I have something sensational to read. I always hold the newest fashion in esteem. Did you know bread and butter is the new thing instead of cakes?
Oh, no. Well, you were talking about Ernest. Tell me a little bit about how he was able to catch you.
Well, Ernest was very, very sincere. As to men's sincerity, in matters of grave importance, it always depends on their style. Ernest had so much style as he lied to me that it was okay with me. And I find it depends on how kindly and how kind they appear to be when they treat a woman, instead of actually how much they mean it.
Oh, well, that's a new idea. Well, do you see any problems with our society?
Well, few parents nowadays pay any regard to what their children have to say.
This is true.
The old-fashioned respect for the young is fast dying out. I feel that in soon years, parents will no longer care what their children think.
That is a horrible thing. Oh goodness, it looks like we have an old hag coming across the stage now.
Mother?
Gwendolyn, dear, sit like a young lady from the city, not like one of those tramps from the country.
I'm leaving.
And, who are you?
I'm Lady Bracknell, Gwendolyn's mother.
Okay, I think I'm going to regret this, but tell us a little about yourself.
Well, I must say I'm quite the loving mother. My daughter has no need to worry about finding herself a mate. I have that taken care of. I have a list of elderly young men that would be suitable for my Gwendolyn.
Ah, so, since you are so into suitable men, tell us how you feel a suitable man should pursue a woman.
It is my opinion that a young man of marrying age should know either everything or nothing. He needs to have an occupation. There are too many idle men in London. He must come from good parents and should have an income from investments. Land is not favorable.
So, do you see any problems with today's society?
I do not approve of anything that tampers with natural ignorance. The whole theory of modern education is unsound. I find that people nowadays are engaged entirely too long and find out too much of other person's character.
Well, looks like that's all the time we have for today. Well, thank you for joining us on The Wilde Show, where we talk about all things Oscar Wilde.
Yes, thank you.
We'll see you next week.
This is an Oscar Wilde production.